Hey guys, Larry here, Mitchell's RC's, just having a little fun with you. How you all doing today? Uh, I downloaded some new music onto my stream deck to allow me to play a little more music here for you guys so I won't get in trouble for copyright and stuff. Just having a little fun with it. Alright guys, tonight we're going to mess around with the Associated trophy wrap. I've been having issues with it of my problem because I'm overpowering the truck for one, and for two, I'm overwheeling the truck. I'm putting a 1/8 scale tire on a 1/10, which is, not always that bad, but I'm using a 1/8 paddle tire, which puts a lot of strain on this vehicle. And finding out that the gears just can't handle it. I've gone through 3 sets of gears now, messing around with it. So we're going to try a different gear setup on it. We're going to take these tires off. We're going to throw the stock ones back on the back, and we're going to try it out with that. Okay guys, so let me spin it around and we'll get into it. Some tools out here, take it apart. Snap this back tire off. Make it easier to get in there, and I got to change the tires out anyways. Spin this baby around. That's not high enough. There we go. Do these screws here. Wow, loose. That's funny, I Loctite it then too. It's loosened right up. I wonder if this one stayed loose or tight. Not very tight, guys. That Loctite did not hold very good. I didn't run this right after I Loctited it either. It was a day or two after I put this motor system in. So I took this out and tried it. This is an easy run, 4,000 kV. It's brand new. There's nothing wrong with the system at all. Reason I'm changing out the system is because it's 5 mil shaft. 5 mil shaft here. I ordered gears, and I even went back and checked to make sure it wasn't my mess up, and it wasn't. I ordered 5 mil gears, and they sent me 3 mil, so they won't fit the shaft. And I ordered some more, but instead of waiting, I'm just going to throw another motor in front of it right now and play with it. And I'm going to throw in a 3930 right now, guys. A little bit smaller of a motor, and hopefully with the gear change that I'm going to put on it, it will keep it from tearing the gear up. Cut some little zippy ties here. Well, actually, no, I don't. If I just unplug it. Oh, I do, yes, because that's a sensor wire. That censored wire can't be unplugged. It's hooked right to the ESC on this. Biggie. I got plenty more zippy ties. Like I said, guys, there's nothing wrong with this engine. This motor's perfect. I do gotta clean it now because it's got all that aluminum dust inside there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's aluminum dust inside of that. There it is. I gotta get that out of there. That's just terrible. Another thing I want to show you guys too. Switch this camera. Picked up 4 of these for my crawlers. Reason why I got 4 is because they came 2 for $32. They came as a kit, as not a kit, but as a set. There. What they are, they're roaring top lipos, and I got the 5200 milliamp 50C discharge because that's what I run for my other batteries. My gold bolts are 5200 50C, so that means I can run them together in my cars if I want. That's why I got them. And they were cheap, but for a cheap battery, they come in a hard case, They're well put together, look really nice. They came, when I got them, they came with a small piece of foam right here on the side of the battery with the connector like that, guys, to protect the connector from the battery. So I mean, they put a lot of care into wrapping them up and taking care of them. So for a cheap battery, they put a lot of time and effort into presentation. And so far, I charged them all. They charged in no time. And when I put them on the charger and I charged them, I kept an eye on the cells, and they charged exactly the same at the same time. So, you know, if it was at 400 on this one cell, the other cell was reading 400. They stayed right in line. So they look like they're going to be perfect little batteries for my crawlers. I'm always into giving something a shot once, you know what I mean? And I'll give them a try. And if they work out, they work out. If they don't, well, then I know and I won't get them again. Alright, now we got to pull this apart. Does my wrench fit there? Yes. And I didn't have the slipper that tight either, guys, as you can tell. Just because I didn't want to tear the gear off this again. Those big tires are really hard on this. It's a 1/10 short course truck. So, you know, you're going from these non-aggressive, these aren't really that aggressive, guys, you know, so you're going from a really light, non-aggressive tire to these paddle tires, which are very aggressive, obviously, because they're paddles, and it puts a lot of strain. Now, if you remember correctly, if you watched my other videos, the reason why I switched to this Hobby Wing 5mm shaft was because I was braking, I was snapping the 3mm shafts on this car, if you remember, running those big tires. I was running the MT 6-packs, which are the same basic size as these paddle tires, and I was just destroying this thing left and right. That's I think it is. Yes, it was. Are going to be going back to the stock tires, and if I find I have a real hard time with grip with them tires here, I also bought a set of metal tire chains that'll fit these tires. So I have a set of tire chains to put on the rear of this, because we are going to run it on the lake. That's why I put the skis on it and stuff, guys, so we can try to run it on the lake and have a little fun with it. Now we're going from, this is 87 tooth. And we're going from an 87 down to, I believe, a 75 is what I'm going to throw on here right now. Yes. I'm going down on the size, guys. So we're going from an 87 to a 75 turn, 48 pitch. I was going to run a 23. I was going to run a 23 tooth pinion, but my other pinion gear showed up today. Which I ordered with these gears, and they just came late. I ordered some 31 tooth. So we're gonna bump this baby up, guys. We're gonna see what she'll do for get some speed out of her. We're gonna see what happens. So we're gonna throw that combination on it right now. And we're gonna see what goes on and see if we can hold her together. And I bought a ton of these gears, guys. I got another 75, and then I've got a 72, and I've got 269s. We're going to be playing with the gears on this car quite a bit. That is a mess. I got to just wipe that off real quick. There is a lot of, what do you call it, aluminum shavings in there. That gear really get torn up. It's funny too, it never gave any sign that it was going bad. It was running great, wasn't grinding, wasn't making any noise, and then all of a sudden it just gave out. It's kind of nuts. I wish it would have gave a little bit of noise so I could have stopped. And that's the second aluminum gear that I've destroyed on this. So, what we're going to do is sew this 3900 kV in here. So let me find those screws that I dropped down here. Can't believe that Loctite didn't hold. It's alright, I just Loctite it. Hopefully I'm not in your guys' way most of the time here. I haven't really been paying mine. Sorry if I am. Something to do for now. Get this all wiped up. This is the motor that I had in HPI Crawler King. The one that I was skimming water with. It's just way too much of a motor for the Crawler King. Way too much of a motor. It might even be too much for this. I might have to drop this back down to the stock motor, which was 3300 kV. Came in this Associated trophy rat. Same size that comes in the DR10. This is basically, if you guys don't know, the trophy rat is the base platform for the DR10. The only difference is the DR10 has shorter arms, narrower arms. I bought the whole conversion kit for this car, guys, to turn it into a DR10. I bought a 8 scale cover for it and everything for the drag. I just haven't done it yet because I'm having so much fun with it as a short course vehicle, so I might end up buying another one to do the conversion, or just buy a DR10 and keep the parts that I bought to fix the DR10 if I break it. Like I said, I bought all the arms, all the links, everything to shorten it up, narrow it up for drag. Okay, what's that? Let's get this gear out. In case you guys want the part number off that. Part number off the pinion that I'm using. It is an aluminum pinion. The other ones I have are steel. I'm hoping aluminum will mesh better with the plastic and won't tear it up as easy or quick, but who knows. I don't seem to have good luck with this car when it comes to gears in the back. This car and me have our issues. A lot of it's my fault because I'm just putting too much power in it. For a while I ran a 120 ESC with 4S in this thing, so I mean I just put too much power in it. I'm asking too much for it out of what it is, you know. I'm not being fair to it. Okay, there you go. I might have to put a little dab of something on the back to keep that on there. Or I could probably just stick the car up on edge, I guess. Get a little easier. Put it down like this. Oh wait, that came off. Okay. There we go. That back plate does come off. I tried to get it off earlier and it didn't seem to want to come off, so I just left it. I wasn't going to mess with it. I'll be right in your way, guys. Let me switch cameras for you. Just trying to see with the flat spot on this. Just trying to keep that little clutch plate from falling off. Trying to get a little bit of the grease off these things. Okay, I like to throw stuff around. This little keeper back there. Throwing stuff around here, guys. I'm just going to tighten this slipper up. And I'll adjust it all the way once I get the tires on there running a little. But I'm going to tighten it up and back it off a turn, or half a turn. That's tight, so I'm going to go back a turn off of it. Okay. So let's put this other gear back. These are the gears I had ordered that were supposed to be 5 mil. They all came in 3 mil. It's all the way from 16, I think, to 23 I bought. So I could have a gear, a bunch of different gears. That's okay. I can run them on my other cars. My other 110s are all 3 mil shafts, so it's not a loss. I can run them on the other ones. So let's get this out. Boy, being aluminum, it feels plastic, but it's aluminum. It does feel like plastic. That's good. Hopefully it meshes well together and it doesn't tear that plastic gear right out. I wanted to do a running video, but just our weather up here has been so blah lately. Either it's been super, super cold, or we've been getting snow. No in between. Boy, that stuff comes out of these little tubes so fast. Like I said, this is a 31 turn, 31 tooth gear. Okay, I gotta pull my light down so I can see a little, guys. I don't know if it's gonna mess with the camera. I hope it don't, but I gotta get some light on this subject so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay, I have to turn that around because it puts it in under the shield where I can't get to it. Hopefully I can still make it work that way. I think I can. Oh yeah, yeah. Perfectly. Remember guys, snug it, but don't kill it. You are dealing with small pieces of metal here that strip, and you don't want to ruin your drivers. You want to just be careful. Okay, I gotta get to where I can see here. Might have to spin this around. Switch to the other camera. Ah. Come on. There we go. I'm gonna switch you guys over to this other camera. Spin you this way so I can see what I'm doing here. What I'm trying to do here is I got to set the mesh between the motor and the pinion and the spur gear here. I got to tighten these just a whisker. They're moving too easy. Now, if you don't know how to do this, guys, you can always use a piece of paper. Okay? And what you would do is you would cut a thin piece of paper. This is cardboard, obviously, but just for reference. You would cut a thin piece of paper, stick it in here, and you would cycle it through. Okay? Now, if you can cycle that through and pull the paper right through the gear and it doesn't tear the paper, it just leaves little tiny grooves in the paper, then you know you've got the right tension. If you have holes in the paper, then it's too tight, and if it doesn't leave any marks at all on the paper, you got it too loose. You want it to leave just little tiny indentations on the paper. To me, I know just by the feel of it how it rocks. As you can see, I'm trying to rock the gears. I'm holding one gear solid so it doesn't move, and I'm rocking the other gear to feel the play. I know just by the feel of it. We've done enough of them. It just tightened up on me. That's the only thing. You got to pay attention when you're tightening the screws up. It will move on you guys from the twist of the screw. So I try to lock the stationary one first to help hold it. And then I do the adjusting one. Always holding my finger tight on the gear to keep it from turning and trying to keep it from moving as much as I can. Okay. Now them are re-Loctited. Should be okay. Hopefully. I mean, I don't understand why the Loctite didn't hold last time. Here we go, guys. Looks pretty good to me. That gear wobbles a little bit. That's kind of weird, but it's just in the car. Okay, let's see. Are these going to be long enough to make it? I'm not sure. I might have to... I didn't think of that. I should have rotated the motor the other way with the wires sticking in. I might have to pull that apart and change it if they don't reach. Pretty good sticky tape holding these down. Just get a bigger driver. I'm using some extra strength waterproof sticky tape. Well, I know I got another driver somewhere right here. Got a nice big one. Apart into the receiver here. Receiver's in a waterproof little box right here. I kind of like that. It's got a little O-ring though. You got to pay attention when you're putting it back together that you get that little O-ring on there properly, or it will fill up with water if you play in the water. If somehow I always seem to end up in the water. Even if I say I'm not going to go in the water, somehow I end up in the water, guys. It's just a given with me. I don't need to take that one out. Going too far. It's only 2 screws. I don't need to take the whole basket out. Put that one back in real quick. Okay, so should be the top one because this is the last thing I just put in. It's a little cutout in the bottom of the battery tray that this slides through. Might have to remove the strap. if you guys can see it. There's a little cutout in the center of the tray right here. You got to line that up to get the wire through it, but then it still goes through really tight. It doesn't just fly right through, like you would think. So there's that easy run system. Now let's see how far back these will go. It went yellow to blue, blue to yellow. Might have got lucky, guys, and got away with it. Might have got lucky, and I did. Wow, I got lucky, guys. I got lucky, and it fits. Fits perfectly with the wires like that, so that's good. Whew. So what we'll do is we'll get some alcohol, and we'll clean that up. Whoa. You can always try to clean your surfaces, guys. If you don't have alcohol, I mean just even water, warm water, and rubbing it down, you know, to clean off the excess dirt and grime, like what's on this. You know, I mean, everything has grime and dirt on it. So just get it kind of cleaned off because you get both pieces. I like alcohol because it dries off, and it's a good cleaner. And it dries, you know, on its own pretty much instantly. Now, let me grab some of that high-powered tape. That's what I use right here, guys. I get it at Walmart. I cannot remember the name of it, but it's an extra strength, waterproof adhesive tape. Sticky tape, adhesive tape, whatever you guys want to call it. Can be a pain in the butt to start sometimes because it's a thin layered piece of plastic on that. So I use a little tiny X-Acto knife to get it started. Just pick into it, get rough. Once I get it started, I can hold it back with my finger. Just like that. Go. Nice and tight. Good and tight. Okay, so now we'll feed this wire back through here. Some of these clips go through better than others. Because if you get them right in that right spot, there we go. They fly right through. That gives you a place for your wire to set. That's flush. See, so when your battery's in here, that wire's kind of sunk in that little hole, and it doesn't chafe your battery. Your battery doesn't chafe your wire. Tight fit in here. There she is. Then I just push it to the side and work it down in this little plastic piece here. Let me grab my long needle nose. Oh shoot! I gotta take that gasket out of the way first. Oh no! Whoops! Hold on. And unplug that. Go under. There we go. There we go. I almost messed up there, guys. Trying to get that to go down inside that little rubber there. Might have to pop it out. Sometimes I can get it to open up and just go in. There we go, just like that. Now that little gasket goes on. little indentation in the bottom cover. So I try to get it to kind of go into that little indentation. There we go. And I just push it down over the top, hold it down with my finger so it doesn't pop off. Wind the screws in. Yeah, I'm going to throw a battery in this here in about 2 seconds once I get these screws put down. And give this thing a try before I get it all swapped around. Even try one of the new batteries out. So let me grab the remote. One of the new batteries. Oh, those feel so nice. Oh, they fit perfect. Remote's on. It's a good sound. Oh, okay. Couldn't pull the trigger all the way. I couldn't see what was going on. My thing was in behind my... So it wouldn't let me pull the trigger. I was going to say, wow, that motor's bad shape. The throttle trim needs to be turned down a little. Slipper needs to be tightened more maybe, or loosened a little more. I think that gears are here tight. Just trying to look at the teeth. I'm not seeing any marks on it. Almost. Wonder if I got a... No? I wonder if I have a bearing issue going on here in the transmission. Felt easier when I spun it. It's like it was tightening up on one spot and easy on the other spot, but I don't feel it now. Maybe it was just me. So, there, now I gotta stick this switch. Probably just on the side right there, like that. Come on. I got a bunch of fix-it videos coming right up here soon, guys. I got the HBX. I finally got that's the 1.6 sand buggy I have. I finally got the wheel bearings for that. So I can put the new wheel bearings in that, and I'll be able to be driving that again right off. I got the bearing kit for the Piranha, because the Piranha comes with bushings. So I've got the bearing kit for that, so I can put the bearings in that and get ready to switch that over to drag racing. I have the bodies ordered for it, for the Piranha. Them are coming in hopefully next week. I'm not sure yet. I got an Octane body and I got a pickup truck body. I'm not sure which one I want to run yet. So, instead of putting them back on, we're going to throw the, like I said, the stock tires back on it. Which I know it'll still push it with these skis easily. And for traction, like I said, I can throw, if I have to, I can throw the tire chains on the back. Picked up a kit of new screws the other day. It's good to get new wheel nuts and stuff every once in a while. The nylocks inside them get worn out, and then that's when you start losing your tires. So I buy these little $20, $15 to $20 kits. It's like 500 screws and nuts and bolts and clips in here, spare clips. I don't know. I pick them up all the time, different sizes, different ones. It's always good to have spare screws around, guys. Always good. And I'm always building something, so I always need screws. Always need screws. I'm usually stealing them from something else. Oh, I'm terrible when it comes to that. Okay. Careful if you do stuff like this, guys. Remember what it is. If you noticed, I only did it until it touched, and the minute it gave a little bit of, you know, I knew it touched, I allowed it to stop and slip by. I don't want to ruin anything here. There we go. So I Loctited these on when I put them on, because for some reason they don't like to stay tight unless you Loctite them. Backwards. So that's funny. Last time I had this hooked up, the blue went to the yellow and the yellow went to the blue, and that made it go straight. Now, for some reason, this time it's asking to be plugged in properly. Tires balloon. It's alright, those tire chains will keep that. Tiny bit of cog there, but not bad, guys. It comes right out of it. That's nuts. To my screwdriver. Alright, guys. That's the trophy rat with a 31 tooth pinion and 72 tooth spur gear. And thanks for coming over, guys, and we'll talk to you later.